Hey there, and welcome back to another Kurt's Corner. So today's topic, we're going to dive deep a little bit. Oh, I just hit the cord from my light box. Today's topic is surviving and thriving, or surviving and thriving. Is there a difference? I'll let you all decide on that. For me, there is a difference. There is a huge difference. The past 2 years of my life have been one of the most good roller coasters I could ever have imagined. From not driving, getting a car, paying off the car, to getting a job, maintaining that job, almost at a 2-year anniversary for that job, finding religion again, and helping my friends and I establish our own church. All the feels have happened in the last 2 years. But has it been easy? No. There were several times that especially during the winter, I am one that is horrible for wintertime anything. If just people know not to call me to do stuff or ask me to do stuff, because chances are I'm probably at home in bed, snuggled up with my teddy bear, submersed in something on TV. But I also live with seasonal affective disorder, so that can sometimes play a part in it too. But anyway, there has been times to where I have just wanted to give up, or times that I was like, will I ever be sober? Will I ever be able to live on my own again? Will I ever? A bunch of what ifs have happened over the last 2 to 5 years. But for me, the biggest challenge is maintaining. Prime example, I went into a new facility for therapy services, and they were like, why do you need therapy? And I'm like, well, here's X, Y, and Z, but mainly I need maintenance. And they're like, what do you mean by maintenance? I'm like, well, think at the stages of change. I just need to be able to have someone to talk to so that things don't blow up. You know, you're being prepared. Your maintenance stage of change. And then they were like, okay, cool. But for me, surviving is one of those things where you just wake up and you go through the motions. You don't really have thoughts, feelings, or emotions behind it. You just go through the motions because that's what you got to do, or that's what you think you're supposed to do, or going through the motions. Leave it at that. Thriving for me has been the total opposite, where I'm social, I'm outgoing. My want to do these videos for you all is kind of high. Like, my want to go to work and try to help somebody that day see a new light to something, or change their lives, or just be someone to talk to. When I go to church, I am very like, they want me to share my story all the time at church, which I don't mind. But my story has power. My story has meaning. One day I'll try to figure out a way to appropriately do a story video. Actually, I think I did. But it's not under the Kurt's Corner playlist. Anyway, it's just tricky with social media, and you gotta watch what you say and P's and Q's and all that. And my story has some dark moments, so it's a little tricky. But anyway, the biggest success of my life, or the reason for my journey, has been my faith. Now, I'm not going to start preaching at you or telling you you're going to hell, but I will encourage you to find meaning in something. Whatever that is for you, I encourage you to find something bigger than yourself. In AA, we call it higher power. I'm pretty sure NA calls it higher power. Celebrate Recovery actually calls it God. Whatever is in your realm, or whatever term you like to use that is acceptable for you, use it. Because once you find your higher power, things just kind of fall into place. Also, part of my story is a lot of medication management. I'm no secret or stranger to medicine, and I'm no stranger to having to go through different medications to find what works. I'm one of these, whatever you got to do for you to be successful, happy, and sober, successful by your own definition, not society's, I encourage you to do it. I will be your biggest cheerleader to do it. Because at the end of the day, we don't have to please nobody but ourselves. We don't have to answer to nobody but ourselves or our higher power, depending on your situation, however you want to play that. So, and this is the only life we got. So cherish it and live it. But thriving for me has also been financially stable. There's a lot of people, especially those that live with mental hardships, that are not able to be financially stable because they're either solely on SSI, or they can't find medication that works, or they don't have a living situation that is safe. There are numerous accounts or situations that somebody could not be living up to their full potential, or in a dangerous situation. That's why, for me personally, I carry around, I don't have it out here, I carry around a binder about maybe inch and a half thick of resources all across my area. Within, I think I have resources for 100 miles away. Just because you never know what you're going to need. And a lot of times, you may go to a meeting and you run into a stranger that's just passing through. They may be a truck driver who needs an AA meeting, and you meet them and they're like, hey, this is me. So you never know what you may need. Thriving is also a state of mind. Thriving is in your head. You wake up in the morning and you are excited to do something. You wake up in the morning and you are happy to be doing whatever it is you're doing. That's thriving. Thriving doesn't have to be people blessings falling into place. It can be, if that's what you want to define it as. Thriving is a state of mind, mainly for me, that tells me I'm okay. Now, if you follow me on TikTok, you know about a month and a half ago, I had a mood swing, and I went whoosh a little bit. But that's where I'm a firm, you can't see it, but I got a big old stereo right down here on the left. A lot of times I just blare my music, because I'm one of these, music can change your mind, your attitude, everything. But thriving is knowing that music is a coping skill for me. Thriving is knowing your bills are paid. Thriving is knowing you got food on the table. Now, I want to flip this and iterate, whatever that word is. Just because you don't have food on the table does not mean you're not thriving. Okay? I just want to make that very clear. There's all kinds of resources out there that if you are in Tennessee, give me a message and I will do what I can to find you something if you are somebody experiencing that. But that's also where you have to think, am I surviving or am I thriving? And it's totally up to you. For me, I'm on a GLP-1. So if I didn't have food on the table, not the end of the world. But that's also because the shot is making me not want to eat. So I can skip a meal. It's not okay. But on the flip side of that, before I was even in addiction or during addiction, both, there were times I had to skip a meal because I didn't have it. But the biggest thing is it's okay if you don't. You woke up today. That is thriving. I know people who are, it also depends on, sorry, I know this minute, we're at 12 minutes. Sorry, y'all. I know it's a long video. But there are people I know, or people I have experienced, shall I say, who are perfectly happy living their best life on the streets. Multiple reasons could be behind that. That may be the only life they ever know. They like the simple life. They like the nomad life. Many different things could be the cause of that situation. But as society, we need to help them, not hurt them. And that's kind of, I know in my area, they actually started putting, think of a bench that you would sit on. They started putting wheelchair accessible spots in the middle of the bench and just 2 spots on the side so that a person couldn't lay there. They disguised it as accessible systems, but let's think about that. Somebody in a wheelchair can easily sit on or park beside the end of it just as easy. They did that to prevent the homeless from having somewhere to sleep. I know Tennessee also passed a law recently where if a homeless person is caught sleeping on, I may be butchering this a little bit, but if a homeless person is caught sleeping on public property, that is like a $500 fine. I vaguely remember something like that. I just know it's illegal for them to sleep on public property. If you know different or know otherwise, please inform me and let's be educated together. But people in those situations don't see themselves as thriving because they look at what they don't have. They don't have a car, they don't have food, they don't have a job, they don't have all these different things. But in my mind, they woke up. They're alive. I know some that have addiction issues and some that don't. So they can play that card either way that they want to. The big thing is it comes down to your want to, your desire. Survive, thrive. What stage are you in? And I also would encourage you to, I actually have share time. I have a dream journal. And every month I write down things that I want to accomplish for that month. Such as paying off my car, paying off Fingerhut, but Fingerhut's not a thing anymore. But if you've got a balance with Fingerhut, you still have to pay the balance. Going for a 2-mile walk. 2 miles may seem like a lot, but if you start small, you can gradually get up to that 2-mile mark. A big thing for me is getting through the day without feeling sorry or depressed for myself. Getting through the day without any self-harm ideology or want-tos. Getting through the day and just knowing I did the best I could. That is thriving. To me. Surviving or thriving? What season are you in? Thanks for watching. Bye.